Hello and welcome to Rajya TV. You're watching the breakfast news with your host Rajat. Let's have a look at the top headlines. NRC will be implemented throughout the country, asserts Home Minister Amit Shah. Calls National Register of Citizens need of the hour. Says all illegal immigrants will be sent out legally. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch BJP's campaign in Maharashtra with mega rally in Nasik. Election Commission reviews states' readiness for polls in upcoming festivals. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to meet heads of public sector banks. Focus on passing on benefits of RBI's repo rate cut to customers. No clear winner in Israel's general elections. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahus starts coalition negotiations to form the government. And India beats South Africa by 7 wickets in Mohali. T20 International gets 1-0 lead in 3-match series. Virat Kohli, man of the match with unbeaten 72 runs. Final match will be played in Bengaluru on Sunday. Now, news in details. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Wednesday said government will implement National Register for Citizens across the country on the lines of Assam. At the event organized by a media group in Rajya, Shah reiterated the need for NRC to detect illegal people in the country. He said there is not a single country in the world where anybody can just go and live. He also said that people of the country have given its stamp of approval for the nationwide implementation of the National Register of Citizens throughout the verdict in 2019 elections. Shah also said that those left out of NRC in Assam will have been given chance to present their case before foreigners tribunals, and the Assam government has also made arrangement for providing lawyers to those who can't afford the fee to put forth their case. Assam is the only state in India to have the NRC after the exercise was concluded in August 31st.
आप जाकर अमेरिका बस जाइए, नहीं बस सकते तो फिर भारत में कोई भी आकर कैसे बच सकता है? इतनी सरल बात है, इसमें पॉलिटिकल क्या है? मेरी तो समझ में नहीं आता। आप इंग्लैंड जाकर बस जाइए, नीदरलैंड जाकर बस जाइए, रसिया जाकर बस जाइए, कोई नहीं घुसने देगा जी आपको। तो यहां कोई भी आकर रह सकता है क्या? देश ऐसे नहीं चलते। देश के नागरिकों का रजिस्टर होना ये समय की जरूरियत है, और हमारा चुनावी घोषणा पत्र में हमने देश की जनता को वादा किया है, न केवल आसाम, देश भर के अंदर नेशनल रजिस्टर ऑफ सिटीजन्स को हम लेकर आएंगे और देश के नागरिकों का रजिस्टर बनेगा। इसके अलावे बाकी के लोगों के कानूनी प्रक्रिया के हिसाब से हम आगे कार्यवाही करेंगे।
Prime Minister Modi will kickstart the BJP's campaign for the upcoming Maharashtra Assembly elections today. Prime Minister Modi will address a mega rally in Nasik today. The rally will also mark the conclusion of Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis's Maha Janadesh rally in Nasik. Fadnavis toured the state ahead of upcoming polls to highlight his government's performance in the last 5 years. The yatra began from 1st of August from Amravati district and concluded in Nasik. After his campaign reached Nasik Wednesday evening, Fadnavis said Maha Janadesh Yatra is concluding tomorrow and Maha Vijay Yatra is beginning. Chief Election Commissioner Sunil Arora on Wednesday held meetings with delegations of political parties in Mumbai. CEC was in Mumbai to review the state preparedness ahead of elections in Maharashtra. Addressing a press conference, CEC said the polls will be announced keeping in mind important festivals. The Chief Election Commissioner said some political parties have demanded that expenditure limit for candidates should be extended, while some asked for its reduction. The term of 288-member Maharashtra Assembly ends on 9th November.
That in any case, while deciding the dates, the Commission does try to take care of various factors like holidays in the schools, examination of the kids, very important festivals of different religions. But at the same time, one of the most major factors before the Commission is the movement of central forces from one place to the other, because sometimes when the forces are available from a distant place, it takes quite a bit of time by railways, 3 days, 4 days, and then they need at least 2 days or 3 days to settle themselves and start their work in right earnest to do the area dominance, etc.
Now, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh flown an indigenously built light combat aircraft Tejas from HAL airport in Bengaluru. With this, he has become the first Defence Minister to fly this aircraft. These are the live shots from Bengaluru. Okay. Now it's an indigenously built combat aircraft Tejas, and Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will be taking off soon. With this, he has become first Defence Minister to fly in this aircraft. This is an important aircraft in the fleet of Indian Armed Forces, Indian Air Force, and it is a big achievement. With the takeoff, Rajnath Singh will become first ever Defence Minister of India to have taken a flight in this fighter aircraft. And a Defence Ministry official said earlier the minister is taking a sortie in order to boost the morale of officers who have been involved in development of indigenously made Tejas. The IAF has already inducted a batch of Tejas aircraft. The naval version of LCA is in development stage. Last Friday, the Tejas Light Combat Aircraft, or the LCA as it's also referred to, succeeded in first arrested landing test in the country. You're seeing the visuals live from HAL airport in Bengaluru, where Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is in Tejas combat aircraft, and very soon he'll be taking off, taking a sortie, and becoming first ever Defence Minister of India to have taken a sortie in combat aircraft Tejas. One of the oldest fleet in India's Air Force. And the IAF has already inducted a batch of Tejas aircraft. The naval version of LCA is in development stage. Last Friday, Tejas light combat aircraft succeeded in first arrested landing in the country. The HAL Tejas is single-engine delta-wing multi-role light fighter. It's designed by Aeronautical Development Agency and Hindustan Aeronautics Limited for the Indian Air Force and Indian Navy. Tejas is second supersonic fighter developed by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. Well, once again, let me remind to our viewers who've just tuned in to Sabha TV. You're watching these visuals live from the HAL airport in Bengaluru, where Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is preparing to fly in the indigenously built light combat aircraft Tejas. With this, he has become the first ever Defence Minister of India to fly in this aircraft. Well, now moving on, presenting roadmap for India for Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, Governor Satyapal Malik on Wednesday said the development works in Jammu and Kashmir will prompt people of Pakistan-occupied Kashmir to revolt against Islamabad and join India. Malik urged the countrymen to treat people from Kashmir with love and respect and said officers have been placed in every state to help Kashmiri students. J&K Governor and Power Minister R.K. Singh jointly inaugurated 15 power projects and laid foundation stone for 20 other worth 10 crore rupee in Srinagar. Addressing the event, Power Minister said the government is working to ensure 24 hours electricity supply to all citizens of the country, including in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The Jammu and Kashmir governor said the government has taken steps to ensure uninterrupted power supply to Jammu and Srinagar cities from this winter.
टारगेट पीओके है तो हमको लड़ाई के बजाय जम्मू कश्मीर की तरक्की के आधार पे उसको हम ले सकते हैं। अगर हम जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को इज्जत दे सकें, अपने सर पे बिठा के दिखा सकें, पूरे देश में उनको सबसे बेहतरीन और शानदार नागरिक बना के दिखा सकें, यहाँ के बच्चों के भविष्य की रक्षा कर सकें, यहाँ कारोबार ला सकें, यहाँ खुशहाली ला सकें और यहाँ इतनी बिजली ला सकें कि हमारी चमक पीओके में दिखे, तो मैं गारंटी करता हूं साल भर में पीओके में उपद्रव हो जाएगा और आपको बिना लड़ाई के पीओके मिलेगी।
So we are going to make sure that we give them that 24/7 supply, and we are also laying down standards of service. That if there is a fuse call, it will be attended in so much time. If the transformer conks out, it will be replaced in so many hours. We are laying down standards of supply. This is what we are doing throughout the country, and that includes Jammu and Kashmir.
Now moving on, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will hold a review meeting with heads of public sector banks today. In the meeting, the government is set to ask public sector banks to expeditiously repo rate linked products. This is to pass on the benefits of RBI rate cut to customers. Earlier this month, the Reserve Bank of India made it mandatory for banks to link all the first fresh retail loans to RBI's repo rate. The Finance Ministry is also likely to discuss ways in which PSBs can offer doorstep banking facilities, how banks can help customers in tracking online loan applications for retail, MSME, household and vehicle loans is also on agenda. The Finance Ministry will ask the top management of banks to closely monitor loans to MSMEs, small traders, self-help groups and microfinance institutions, borrowers. The Union Cabinet on Wednesday approved an ordinance to ban production, import, distribution and sale of electronic cigarettes or e-cigarettes in India. Briefing media, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the decision was taken considering impact of cigarettes on the youth. The ordinance will come into force once approved by the President.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Wednesday announced that the Cabinet has approved the decision to ban e-cigarettes. The Minister made the announcement at a press conference in Delhi after the meeting of the Union Cabinet. She said the decision was taken considering the impact of e-cigarettes on the youth. The ban means the production, manufacturing, import, export, sale, storage and advertising of e-cigarettes will now be a cognizable offence.
What the Cabinet has given approval today is first a decision to ban e-cigarettes, which is also otherwise technically called the ENDS, right? Now, what does the ban mean? It means production, manufacturing, import, export, transport or sale or even distribution and storage and advertisement relating e-cigarettes are all banned. So there will be an ordinance subject to, of course, the Rashtrapati clearing it. So an ordinance will be passed and we hope to take this matter in the next session of the Parliament.
Sitharaman, who had headed a group of ministers on the issue, said first-time violators will face a jail term of up to 1 year and a fine of 1 lakh rupees. For subsequent offences, a jail term of up to 3 years or a fine of 5 lakh rupees or both have been prescribed. The minister added that there are more than 400 brands of e-cigarettes, none of which is manufactured in India.
The long-term impact of e-cigarettes is yet to be scientifically established, meaning the direct impact of e-cigarettes. In the USA, already 7 deaths have happened which are directly linked with e-cigarettes. So the cabinet rightly thought it's time that we immediately took a decision so that the health of our citizens, of our young, is not really thrown to a risk.
E-cigarettes do not burn tobacco, but use a heating element to vaporize liquid nicotine, which the user inhales. These are not licensed in India, but India has 106 million adult smokers, second only to China in the world, making it a lucrative market for many companies. More than 9 lakh people die each year in the country due to tobacco-related illnesses. The move is similar to what the US state of New York and Michigan have already done. Navikram Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister, on Wednesday made a big announcement for Indian Railway employees ahead of festive season. It approved 78 days of wages as bonus for railway employees. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said 11.52 lakh employees will benefit from the decision. He said this is reward for productivity. This is for the 6th consecutive year the productivity-linked bonus is being given to railway employees.
पहले रेलवे कर्मचारियों को खुशखबर है कि इस साल भी उनको 78 दिन का वेतन बोनस के रूप में मिलेगा। ये 11 लाख रेलवे एम्प्लॉइज को यानी उनके फैमिलीज को भी इसका फायदा होगा। इसके लिए 2024 करोड़ रुपए खर्चा होगा और बड़ी बात यह है लगातार 78 दिन का बोनस दिया है, हाईएस्ट व्हाट दे हैड गॉट वंस, वो 6 साल लगातार मोदी सरकार के कार्यकाल में ये रेलवे कर्मचारियों को मिला है।
Rajya Sabha members re-elected to Rajya Sabha in the by-polls from Uttar Pradesh, Sanjay Seth and Surendra Singh Nagar will take oath of office today. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu will administer the oath to both newly elected MPs. Sanjay Seth and Surendra Singh Nagar recently joined the BJP after resigning from Samajwadi Party. Now, along with the corporate world, aspects of Indian culture and spirituality will be added to Indian management studies. Addressing a seminar held in Delhi, Vivekananda International Foundation Chairman S.K. Gurumurthy emphasized on the inclusion of Indian values in management studies. Rahul Verma, the president of Social Impact Initiative, a social organization which participated in the program, also supported the suggestion. He underscored that management should also include spirituality as it will help in maintaining Indian values. Apart from management studies, people from business arena are also attending workshop. Indian Ethos in Management 2-day conference will conclude on Thursday.
इसमें फिलॉसफी है, इसमें प्रैक्टिसेस है, इसमें लाइफस्टाइल है, इसके बारे में बहुत सोच नहीं हुई हमारे मैनेजमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन में। ये सब जो बाहर से जो थॉट आया है उसको थोड़ा इधर उधर ट्विक करके अप्लाई करते हैं। ये इंडियन बेसिस होना चाहिए ये सब में
कि जिस तरीके से देख रहे हैं दुनिया में, जैसे आपके देयर इज अनरेस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड, इन द माइंड ऑफ द पीपल आल्सो, बिजनेसेस आल्सो। सो ये वक्त ऐसा है कि इंडियन ईथोस को मैनेजमेंट में डाल के और स्पिरिचुअलिटी एंड ह्यूमैनिटी को अगर इन्फ्यूज़ किया जाए एक साथ, तो ये हम लोग सब के लिए बहुत बेनिफिशियल होगा।
Now, moving on to international stories, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahus Likud party trailed its margin rival blue and white by 31 to 32 seats on Wednesday after an unprecedented repeat election, putting the country's longest-serving premier on shaky ground and raising the possibility of a unity government. Israelis voted on Tuesday in country's second general election in 5 months after 69-year-old Benjamin Netanyahu failed to form the governing coalition with a viable majority following April's vote. The Central Election Committee said blue and white parties seem to be taking a lead over like-it after 91% votes were counted. Meanwhile, Netanyahu's office said Prime Minister will not travel to New York next week for UN General Assembly in the wake of election results. In cricket, skipper Virat Kohli's unbeaten knock of 72 runs guided India to beat South Africa by 7 wickets in second T20 at Mohali on Tuesday. India chased down victory target of 150 in 19 overs, riding on stunning start by both openers, Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan. Later, Kohli and Shreyas Iyer steered the team to victory. Virat slammed unbeaten 72 runs of 52 balls. Shikhar Dhawan scored 40 runs of 31 balls. The first T20 was abandoned due to rain, and the victory in this match has taken India's lead to 1-0 over South Africa in 3-match T20 series. The third and final T20 match between the two teams will be played on Sunday in Bengaluru. Vinesh Phogat won bronze at World Wrestling Championship on Wednesday. Vinesh Phogat secured Tokyo Olympic qualification and won a bronze by defeating Maria Prevolari-Kak. Vinesh is only 5th Indian women wrestler to win world's medal after Alka Tomar in 2006, Geeta and Babita Phogat in 2012 and Pooja Thanda in 2018. After boxing championship on Tuesday, Amit Fangal clinched AIBA World Championship medal, while Manish Kaushik won bronze medal and also qualified for semi-final of 63 kg category in Ekaterinburg, Russia. An American Army band played national anthem Jan Gan Man on their trumpets to mark the conclusion of joint US-India military exercise in Washington. Named Yudh Abhyas, the joint military exercise is one of the largest joint running military training and defense cooperation endeavors between India and US. It began on Friday at Joint Base Lewis McChord in Washington and concluded on Wednesday. We leave you with visuals of American band playing national anthem. Thanks for watching Rajya TV.
Yes,